introduce you to my follically challenged friend, Dr. Sean O'Brien, who wants to show you how you can make a tabletop makerspace for less than $150 in your classroom. Let's go.
I'm Sean O'Brien, and I help schools build makerspaces on their campuses and classroom teachers bring maker education into their classrooms. I want to show you how you can build a tabletop makerspace in your classroom and get your learners making as soon as possible. I'll even show you a quick little project that you can implement with those learners to get these tools put to use right off the bat. Hint, hint, it was my little buddy who entered me in the beginning. Follically challenged? You're a punk.
Yeah, they can't always have hair as sweet as mine.
I'm going to move fast. All of the links to the tools are down in the descriptions, but generally I like to have tools that keep us safe, tools that allow us to measure, tools that allow us to remove materials, and tools that hold materials together. Now, as far as materials, you see I have a really broad assortment of materials here. The key is to have a mix of very functional materials as well as materials that are interesting or inspire creativity. As you watch this mixed media bookmark come to life using all of these tools and materials I just showed you, I want to talk a bit more about why a tabletop makerspace can be so powerful to bring into your learning environment, whether that be a classroom or at home. First and foremost, by bringing a space for making into your learning environment, you are disrupting the default mode, which means if your mode of learning is predominantly teacher-led, teacher-driven, kids sitting at desks looking at the front of the classroom, then this is a big step in creating a different way for learners to access learning and engage their creativity. Two, when you create an intentional space for making in your classroom, I guarantee you will start to see your learners in a different light, both in terms of their capabilities as well as their interest areas. And this can be really powerful, especially for those learners who fall into that quote-unquote category of being disengaged or quote-unquote difficult. Lastly, you can easily integrate a tabletop makerspace into free time, into something like ketchup and pickles where kids maybe have work to do and others have already finished their work and they need something creative to do, or into your station rotations. The point is by creating this intentional space, there are a lot of ways that you can support learning that's already going on in the classroom.
All right, there you go, $150, and you saw what we were able to do with that, with a pretty simple set of materials. Now, the materials I showed you are just the materials that I had around. That's materials for my daughter's home tabletop makerspace. Use what you have in the school. There's always an abundance of stuff at schools. I know that. You already have a lot of these things already in your classroom. The key is to just get going. Make the space for your kids to make. That's all you gotta do. And if $150 still sounds like a lot to you, go check out my episode where I show you two powerful tools that I use all the time to bring money into schools. As a matter of fact, it's helped me bring literally hundreds of thousands of dollars into schools, and it works every time. I'll share that with you for free. I just want to get making in the hands of our kids and you teachers motivated to do the same. So, last thing. I was thinking, what if we made like a badge?
Badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
For example, you go and make a tabletop makerspace and you link me on Instagram and show what you did, and I send you a laser cut badge in the mail for your tabletop makerspace badge. What do you think? Would that be motivating to you? Would you feel like you're part of a community, or would that make you excited to share what you've done with other colleagues? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm curious to know. My goal is to just light a fire out there in education and get our kids out of their seats and making. So stop listening to me, get your hands on some tools and materials, and get your kids making.